A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We continue with our daily dars from the philosophy of the teachings of Islam. If I can request Jawad Sahib to continue with the Urdu reading.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔ اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم، بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ حضرت مسیح موعود علیہ الصلاۃ والسلام فرماتے ہیں، انسان کی تدریجی ترقی۔ میں جب خدا کے پاک کلام پر غور کرتا ہوں اور دیکھتا ہوں کہ کیوں کر اس نے اپنی تعلیموں میں انسان کو اس کی طبعی حالتوں کی اصلاح کے قواعد عطا فرما کر پھر آہستہ آہستہ اوپر کی طرف کھینچا ہے اور اعلیٰ درجے کی روحانی حالت تک پہنچانا چاہا ہے، تو مجھے یہ پرمعرفت قاعدہ یوں معلوم ہوتا ہے کہ اول خدا نے یہ چاہا ہے کہ انسان کو نشست برخاست اور کھانے پینے اور بات چیت اور تمام اقسام معاشرت کے طریق سکھلا کر اس کو وحشیانہ طریقوں سے نجات دے اور حیوانات کی مشابہت سے تمیز کلی بخش کر ایک ادنا درجے کی اخلاقی حالت جس کو ادب اور شائستگی کے نام سے معصوم کر سکتے ہیں سکھلاوے۔ پھر انسان کی نیچرل عادات کو، جن کو دوسرے لفظوں میں اخلاق رذیلہ کہہ سکتے ہیں، اعتدال پر لاوے، تا وہ اعتدال پا کر اخلاق فاضلہ کے رنگ میں آ جائیں۔ مگر یہ دونوں طریقے دراصل ایک ہی ہیں، کیونکہ طبعی حالتوں کی ایک اصلاح کے متعلق ہیں، صرف ادنا اور اعلیٰ درجے کے فرق نے ان کو دو قسم بنا دیا ہے، اور اس حکیم مطلق نے اخلاق کے نظام کو ایسے طور سے پیش کیا ہے کہ جس سے انسان ادنا خلق سے اعلیٰ خلق تک ترقی کر سکے۔ جزاکم اللہ واحسن الجزا۔
The promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam mentions about the gradual progress of man. When I reflect upon the holy word of God, it becomes clear to me how he bestows on man through his teachings rules for the reform of his natural condition, and then gradually lifts him upwards and desires to raise him to the highest spiritual state. I realized that the principle of profound spiritual insight underlying the following divine scheme is that first, God desires to teach man the rules of social behavior like sitting, standing, eating, drinking, talking, etc., and thus to deliver him from a state of barbarism and distinguish him from the animals, and thus bestow upon him an elementary moral state which might be described as social culture. He then desires to regulate his elementary moral habits so that they should acquire the character of high moral qualities. Both these methods are part of the same process, as they are related to the reform of man's natural condition. There is between them a difference only of degree. The All-Wise One has so arranged the moral system that man should be able to rise from a low to a high moral condition. Now we start from the last sentence of the promised Messiah ﷺ, that the All-Wise One has so arranged the moral system. So in this dars today, he's explained to us the moral system. And Allah Ta'ala arranged the moral system so that man should be able to rise from a low to a high moral condition. Now just scrolling up again, the promised Messiah ﷺ, he explains that the Holy Quran has made it very clear, and he bestows on man through his teachings, Allah Ta'ala bestows on man through his teachings a rule for the reform of his natural condition, and then gradually lifts him upwards and desires to raise him to the highest spiritual state. So, just to highlight here that the natural state of man is the most basic condition. What Allah Ta'ala wants and the undergoing process of a human being is that slowly he undergoes through certain stages in his life, and the final stage is the highest spiritual state. Now, the promised Messiah والسلام, said that first Allah Ta'ala doesn't directly just take him to the highest spiritual state, but first God desires to teach him the rules of social behavior. So, like sitting and eating and all the basic things in life. So, once Allah Ta'ala has taught man the social behavior, the rules for social behavior, he then takes him to the next stage, which is the elementary moral stage. And the promised Messiah said that this can also be described as social culture. Then, the stage after that, once he has regulated his elementary moral habits, then Allah Ta'ala wants to grant him, and so that people can acquire the character of high moral qualities. So the dars that we read to you today from the book of the promised Messiah والسلام, shows that just as we physically develop through our lifetimes, and the promised Messiah mentioned about the significance of the 40-year mark, at the same time the promised Messiah والسلام, is also explaining that Allah Ta'ala takes us through gradual steps for us to reach the highest moral qualities. It doesn't happen suddenly or overnight. It takes a long process for us to reach that high moral quality. Jazakallah Asal Jazak. This was the dars for today. Inshallah, we will join you again, not tomorrow, but inshallah on Saturday, with the next dars from the philosophy of the teachings of Islam. Just for the to remind the members of the Jamaat, tomorrow we will be having a live question and answer session between 7 and 8 p.m. And if I can request all the members who are watching this to watch the live question and answer session tomorrow, and it should be very interactive, and I'm sure inshallah you will learn a lot from the live Q&A. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.